Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the 1916 Company, for all of your purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, we're discussing the Breguet Marine that everyone loves. Launched in 2004 and phased out in 2018, this is the Breguet Marine Grand Date, the 5817. Now, the example you're looking at right here was sold at the end of the line in 2018, so it has all of the running changes to the movement, which are desirable. In steel, it's 39 millimeters in diameter, it's 12 millimeters thick, so it's quite flat, and then from lug to lug, it measures 50 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Because of the shape of the lugs, the watch does wear quite large for a 39. I would encourage you to almost think of it as more of a 41 millimeter round watch, because that is how it sits. You can see the case is not huge, but the lugs have a lot of span to them. So I recommend this for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger. And as a Breguet, yes, it's a sports watch, but it should also serve as a dress companion, and it will. Flat with a double gadroon, double-stepped, double-domed bezel, it slides easily under a dress cuff. Now, it is a sporty watch, so we have a rubber strap that has a sort of a pyramide molded pattern as though it were clou de Paris, and you can see a lot of material has been removed from both sides to make it more flexible. And then we have the wave motif on the bottom. We have a little note from Breguet, both on the case back and on the strap itself, that Breguet historically was the watchmaker to the French Navy. And you can see that the strap is brand new, Breguet OEM, no crimping, no gouging, no marks. It's fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is a very secure method that doesn't create the slip hazard of a spring bar setup. And although it costs more to make, this watch is worth it. We've got a buckle. And you can see that the strap minders here are anything but disposable. They recapitulate the wave motif that you see throughout this watch. You could see it in the profile of the clasp. You could see it in the strap minders. You could see it in the crown guard structure. You can even see it etched into the reverse of the watch, so it is everywhere. Taking a look at the buckle itself, you can see it has the Breguet branding inside and out with a combination of satin polish. When you pop it open, you can see it's friction fit. It's got a little plug and socket style closure, and you can see that even the buckle is held to the strap using screws and bars, so it's on there, quite secure. Taking a look at the case, we have these strong lugs that project outward as they do on Breguet dress watches. We've got the coining in profile, though my understanding is that the Marines were not cold rolled. This is achieved by different means, but aesthetically it is consistent with the dress watches. We also have a screw-down crown on 100-meter water resistance with the Breguet logo, and that double-stepped bezel giving way to a dial that is made of solid gold. Yes, it is solid gold. So this watch has a precious metal dial that is then cut on a rose engine to create this lovely sort of spiral rosette guilloche at center. And then it's galvanized to create the silver and the blackened elements. You can see the hands for the hours and the minutes. They're modified Breguet style, and I say modified because they're a little bit sportier and they are luminescent. The watch is luminescent. In addition to being automatic steel and 100 meters water resistant, this is a true sports watch. So it is an engine-turned traditional rose-lathe guilloche dial made of gold. And then you'll appreciate that the radially arrayed Breguet-style Roman numerals are all appliqué. They are not printed features of the dial, so they keep it upscale. On the back, we have a movement drawn from the broader swatch group based on the Frédéric Piguet 1150. This is Breguet caliber 517 GG. So one big change is that it has a higher beat rate that makes it more suitable for a sports watch. So instead of 3 hertz, it's 4. That takes the power reserve of the watch down to a still excellent 65 hours rather than the 100 on a standard FP 1150. Again, the higher beat rate is worth it. Another big change. Here, this has some of the evolutions of later versions of the movement with a free-sprung balance for greater shock tolerance and more precise setting, and an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring. All this is also adjusted in 6 positions, whereas earlier versions of the movement would have been 5. 6 is absolutely uncompromising. It's one more than a standard chronometer. With twin barrels, you have a nice even torque curve, so the watch keeps excellent time from fully wound to almost completely discharged, and all this pivots on 35 joules. Take a look at the rotor. It's beautifully lathe cut with a motif that's sort of a blend of a wave and a shell. We have stripes or Côte de Genève across the bridges, along with mirrored bevels on the edges of the bridges, as well as polished screw heads. You could see solarization on the barrel covers, satination on the wheels, and even the jewel sinks have been internally beveled, which is a very handsome and pleasing effect. You can see that the bridge bevels are mirrored and rounded, which is always pleasing to the eye, and that there is engine-turned perlage on the base plate. Lots and lots to love right here. It does have a quick set for the Grande Date, and I will demonstrate that now. The watch does not feature hacking seconds. That is perhaps the only feature it does not have. But as with a center second Patek 324 or 315, a little bit of back pressure will stop the hand pretty much wherever you want if you do wish to set it precisely. If you love this watch, and many do, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.